like the next 5-ish years, like I would like to start having some kids, and that you are so much more than just what your body looks like, that we need to address the elephant in the room, and that I switched divisions. So it just kind of piqued my interest, and I wanted to work with him moving forward to be competitive. That comes with the price of like PD, to like push the envelope so far to the point where there's no return. Right. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaylin. I recently just started my very first bodybuilding prep. What else about me? I don't know. I'm 26 years old. I'm a online fitness coach, and I've been doing this like social media thing for a few years now. However, YouTube is always the platform that I really tend to fall off on, unfortunately. Excited to document this prep journey with you guys. I feel like there's a lot of things I need to like fill you guys in on before I like start this prep series up with you guys. I don't have a name for my prep series. Honestly, it's just about experiencing my very first bodybuilding prep and sharing the highs and lows with you guys above all else. So I'm just excited to, document it and be able to look back on this 6-month journey, to be honest. YouTube, I don't know what's been up with me, but I go through spurts where I'm really into vlogging, and I love to like just take you guys through my days and whatnot, and then I don't know, I'll just like get in my head and like I'll go to edit something and I'm like, this is stupid. Like I have like quite a few vlogs over the past 6 months that I just like would start to edit, and then I'm like, I hate this. So I don't know why I'm like that. It's something I'm gonna work on, and I just need to honestly record it, edit it as soon as possible, and just get it posted. Content does not need to be perfect, and that's something I don't think I've ever really held myself to that standard, to be honest. Like my content is pretty casual. It doesn't need to be like the most exciting, thrilling vlog, like that's just not my lifestyle. A lot of you guys honestly like that, so I need to just recognize that and share that with you guys. But I do apologize for just like being so inconsistent on this platform, but I am really excited to just like finish the rest of this year on a good note with YouTube, because I just feel like I have the strongest connections on YouTube, which makes the most sense because the content's a bit longer. Let's run it back. My last YouTube video was in February. A lot has changed since then. As you guys know, well, if you didn't know, me and my boyfriend John have been wanting to move out of Texas for a hot minute now. We are originally from Michigan. We moved to Texas, Austin, 2.5 years ago. Probably a year or so ago, we knew that we didn't want to stay. We weren't sure where we were gonna end up. It was like Michigan, Tennessee, maybe Florida, Carolinas, and we ended back up in Michigan. So it's really funny like being back in Michigan after some time. We aren't living in like the area that we grew up in. We're about like 40-ish, 50-ish minutes away from like where we grew up. So it's a new area, new environment to get accustomed to, but it's been really nice just being around like family and like my close friends. Very happy to be home. It's just been an adjustment. 2-bedroom apartment now. I definitely need to show you guys just the place in general and just the finishing touches I need to do on the apartment, because it's not completely done yet, but definitely look forward to that in like the next few vlogs, because I'm trying to order some last bits of furniture and get that set up just so we can like, it's crazy because we moved here in March. No. We moved here at the end of April. Only a year lease. Odds are we'll re-sign. I don't see us getting a house or doing anything crazy in the next year. So like, I do really want this space to feel like home, calm, our sanctuary, all the things, So I do want this place to be like finished as soon as possible. Moved here at the end of April, and we've been settling in ever since then. We've honestly had a lot of travel over the past few months, a lot of dark sport stuff, which has been awesome. So saw our friends compete in Tennessee. So lots of bopping around. And then this upcoming weekend is John's birthday weekend, so we're gonna do a little trip up northern Michigan, and I haven't been up there in a couple years now, and same for John, so I'm super excited to go up there. It is like so beautiful in the summer. Definitely will be vlogging that weekend as well, just to take you guys and show you guys what a Michigan summer really looks like. So the rest of the summer, we have a couple things in August, but then like the rest of the year is not too busy, but we've just been bouncing around a lot, and I don't know. I felt like every time we would come back to Michigan, our apartment, like I just need to like take a deep breath and like sometimes making content isn't my number one priority. And I put like my clients first, I put myself first, I put my relationships first. And I know it can all coexist is like the annoying part. So bear with me, y'all. But I wanted to give you guys like just some prep updates and just talk about the rest of this year, I guess. So me and my coach started up prep a couple weeks ago now. It was a very like soft launch to prep, if you will, because really he was just like, no more free meals. Let's just lock in on the diet. First couple weeks, my food was very high. My food still is high. We're only like I think we're entering week 4 or 5. I don't know. It's really hard because I'm like 16 to 22 weeks out. We don't have a first show picked out. We're going to wait and see when I'm ready. Honestly, there's no point in like picking a show and like being so fixated on a show if there's the potential that you're not ready for that show date. We haven't picked a show just yet, but the rough timeline is 16 to 22 weeks out for a regional show. And then hopefully at the regional show, I qualify. And then the goal is to compete at a national show at the end of the year. So that is the game plan, but we have a lot of time to work with. So the first few weeks, we're really just getting settled into a good routine because in prep and, in a fitness journey in general, you do want to be as locked in as possible on certain variables like your sleep, your steps, your routine, your evening routine. Just so many different things play into how your body responds. So we've just been locking in on all the variables. And then 2 weeks ago, we introduced a little bit of cardio, just 5 by 20 minutes a week. So really chill, doing that fasted during the weekdays. And then just cycling on some like low and high days throughout the week. But regardless, like my food is still in an exceptional spot. Like I cannot believe how high my coach pushed my food in my off season and just like set me up for success to start this prep. So I'm very pleased with that. And also it's been so long I haven't been on YouTube that we need to address the elephant in the room, and that I switched divisions. So if you guys have been watching me, you know that I've been trying to put on enough tissue to compete in the wellness division. So if you're new here, the wellness division is a very lower body dominant division. I can pop some pictures up of the recent Olympia winners, but as you can see, like their lower body development is insane. And I've always grown up with like somewhat muscular legs. I did cheerleading, I did gymnastics, so that played a role in it. And then I started my fitness journey by getting into CrossFit, and then I kind of found bodybuilding after that. So ever since then, I've always loved training legs. I've loved pushing my leg days super hard. I want to grow my glutes, I want to grow my quads, my hamstrings, all the things. Came a point in the spring when I was working with my previous coach where I kind of was just like, I don't think that I am too big for bikini. I'm in that middle ground of like, okay, you're pushing the envelope for bikini right now in my off-season body. Keep that in mind. But I'm still not big enough for wellness. And I kind of just got to a point where I was like, I don't know if this makes the most sense for me, my timeline. As I stated earlier, I'm 26. I know what I would like the next like 5-ish years to look like. And given nothing ever goes to plan. But I do know that in like the next 5-ish years, like I would like to start having some kids. And when it comes to bodybuilding and the wellness division and putting on, a lot of tissue to be competitive, that comes with the price of like PEDs. And I am an enhanced athlete, but I'm not looking to like push the envelope so far to the point where there's no return, if you know what I mean. I just kind of had like a moment in the springtime where I was like, what if I just tried to train for bikini and compete in bikini sooner? Because I would always joke around like I'm not competing in wellness until like 2026, 2027, which was true because I really wanted to put in the time to put on the density needed so that like I could go and compete at a national show. Like I didn't really want to just do like a regional show and then just call it. just like given my age, like I know I'm not old, but I just want to make my time worth it. So I brought it up to my old coach, and he was like, honestly, like you're not too big for bikini, and like you could do well in it. You need to consider like the PEDs and just like what you want to do there. So then just a couple weeks later, I actually ended up switching to a different coach under the same like coaching company, Camp Jansen. On works with my old coach, and now I'm just with a different coach now. His name is Mike Nassif, and he's been amazing to work with, but he works with a lot of my friends that are in wellness bikini. So it just kind of piqued my interest, and I wanted to work with him moving forward. He's already off to such a good season, so happy to be on his team, and it's been so great working with him. But when I got with him and decided that bikini is what we were going to do, we obviously pulled back on training quads and adductors. That's like the main thing that I really can't train. So it's a whole lot of glute and hamstring work and a little bit of delt work. So first it was definitely like an adjustment of like, okay, like you need to take it back on the weight and not you need to not get your quads activated in any movement, essentially. So that was definitely interesting at first, but I've gotten really accustomed to the split now. And anyways, I've gotten really accustomed to the split, and I feel like I'm progressing well with it now. But yeah, that's been the past 5 months of my life. Sorry to leave you guys hanging, but now we are in prep. It's been a very slow roll at the beginning, which is to be expected, but I'm really excited to show you guys just like more prep days in the life, prep week in the life, whatever you want to call it, how I stay on track when I'm traveling, all those things. So yeah, I checked in today with my coach. I'll pop up my check-in photos from today, and we just changed around my meal plan a little bit. So I'm on like medium days, low days, and then high days. So no more added cardio just yet. So that's a slay. But I will, I won't share like my protocol, the entire prep. Like that's not going to happen. But I definitely will keep y'all in the loop. So physique updates, all the things. But I can't believe that I'm finally at the point where like I'm doing my first bodybuilding prep. Like I never thought the day would come. I never thought the day would come, and it came so much sooner than I anticipated because we switched to bikini, and my coach was like, yeah, no, like you're prepping this year. Well, he was like, you're prepping this year if you want to. And I'm like, okay, yeah. So is what's been going on, but there are a few questions I wanted to answer just to close out this video. I have a broadcast channel on Instagram, so make sure you guys join that. I'm going to definitely try to do like just prep updates in there, because not every YouTube video is like going to be about prep. I don't know, but you guys understand my drift. But I'm just going to answer a couple questions in here. Tell us about your why, rooting for you so hard. Okay. My why behind doing all this, I feel like stems from something I like needed to put myself through in like high school and college, if you will. And I'm so glad I didn't do a bodybuilding prep at that young of an age. I'm very, very glad that I've waited. But anyways, I feel like this is something I needed for myself. Like I've always been so passionate when doing like team sports. Like I was crazy on my cheer team. Anybody that knows me can attest to this. But like I just wanted to see everyone win. I wanted to see us succeed more than probably majority of the team wanted to succeed. And how beautiful is that to be able to put that all into myself in one goal? Of course, like your coach, your team plays a role in that as well. But like you quite literally decide every single day if you're going to show up and do the work. No one else is deciding that for you. And that's a very difficult thing to come by when it comes to like sports. So that's like a big reason behind like why I want to do this, is just like truly like challenging myself and seeing like a whole different like version of myself like blossom. Like physique aside, it's more so the mental side of things, of like quite literally showing up day after day 4 months on end for one single show day. Like that's kind of crazy, and not a lot of people can do that. So I feel like that's a big reason why I found bodybuilding so interesting. And I've just like witnessed, my boyfriend go through so many preps. I've witnessed my friends go through preps, and like I love cheering them on, and I'm just like so excited to experience that for myself finally. Advice for improvement season and adjusting to seeing yourself bigger. This is a great question. I think I'm gonna be honest, like with my past coach, he still kept me like relatively lean. My food never was so high to the point where I was ending my days like, but with my new coach, once he started to bump food up, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna throw up. But I think you just honestly need to remind yourself like you are doing this for a reason to get better. You want to improve. You don't want to show up on stage if you have competed before looking the exact same. You want to put yourself in a position where you will do better the next year. Like, I think that should be enough of a reason to kind of like, I don't want to say disassociate from your body, but just like understanding like you are so much more than what your body looks like for a couple months. You know, bodybuilding has taught me a lot about being a bit more neutral with my body. I think once you get into this world, you understand how much control you can have over changing your body, changing your habits, changing your lifestyle, to the point that I feel like you can flip that switch so easily to see those changes. Given if you don't have like hormonal issues, you're not struggling with something like, that's a whole other story, but you know you can be in control. You have the power to change so many things on your physique. So there's a time and place for you to be, stage lean, and there's a time and place for you to not be stage lean. And now is the time to take full advantage and grow your little booty off. So I definitely understand where you're coming from, but I think just remind yourself there is a greater goal at hand and that you are so much more than just what your body looks like. Like, you are probably a beautiful human with a great personality, and anybody in your life is lucky to have you. Okay, next question. What does your training split look like now after you switch divisions? I kind of touched on this earlier, but it's mostly glutes, hamstrings, and shoulders. So now I'm on like an 8-day split, and I do lower A, upper A, rest, lower B, upper B, rest, and then lower C, rest. And that lower C day is a bit more high volume glute work. I actually posted the glute workout on my Instagram page, so definitely go check that out. But that is what I've been doing, and my recovery is really solid on it. It's definitely different than wellness. I think with wellness, you are doing much more heavy compound movements like a leg press, a squat, like a pendulum squat, a hack squat, Smith squat, where your recovery can get a little shaky. But my recovery with this split has been honestly really good. Are you wearing a waist trainer for a little while? Great question. So my coach just advised me to wear one, especially on like training leg days, lower body days, because a lot of times, if you're like hip thrusting, if you're RDLing, really just any movement where you're bracing a lot of load, your core is going to expand. You're working to brace your core more, so this can lead to a thicker waist down the line if you're consistently doing it. So he just said wear a waist trainer or a belt. You can do either or. All movements essentially. If you see me not wearing it, probably the only reason why is because my bra like is not working with it, or like it looks like really really funky with my shorts that day. I do try to wear it for the most part, or there's like some days where I'm like in pain from like my period and I'm just not stuffing myself into a waist trainer. Essentially though, I'm wearing it just to prevent my waist getting any thicker, blockier. I don't want my core muscles like developing here. So that is really why. Not for really any other reason than that. I'm not gonna be someone that like obsesses over like going down in sizes on my waist trainer. Like, sure, it's gonna be cool to see the progression of that, but I'm also not like addicted to that. I also don't wear it during cardio. I probably should. And another thing is, it can really help with core control on stage, which is super important. Just making sure that you're always keeping your core nice and in control while you're going through all your poses. You're not just letting your gut out. So that's helping me as well. Next question. How should one make the decision to become an enhanced athlete? Do you think it's harder for women who may want families in the future? I think this is really dependent on what type of coach are you working with, what is your timeline with the sport, what division are you looking to compete in. Like there are so many different things that need to be considered before you take the enhanced route. And I think all the things I just listed are things you should be thinking about. I think if you are someone that is genetically smaller and maybe you are going to have to spend 5+ years like growing for wellness, growing for figure, whatever it is, and using PEDs, maybe try a different division first. I don't think that's a bad thing to be trying a different division first. Likely take the natural route. You could take maybe some enhancements that aren't going to be as detrimental to your hormones down the road. So I think these are questions you kind of need to talk to your coach about. And how serious do you want to take the sport? If you're just looking to dip your toes in the water and just do like a regional show first, then maybe you don't need to even like dabble with the PEDs. Maybe do that first season natural and see how you like it. From there, you can kind of have a better idea of what route you want to take. That's kind of my advice, but I definitely think that's a conversation you need to have with your coach at the end of the day. And I really hope and pray that you're with a good coach that is not pushing you one way or the other or trying to sway you in any way, shape, or form. One thing I can say is that like my coaches are truly some of the best people, and I'm so glad I do not have horror stories of working with a bad bodybuilding coach. Things you are doing outside of prep to ensure no prep blues. I will say I'm not far enough into prep to even like be feeling a certain type of way, but I do just want to make an effort to see my family, see my friends consistently. Luckily here I have so many people that are into fitness, bodybuilding, where like if I bring my meal or I come over for the weekend and have to use their fridge or cook at their house, like they're gonna be fine with that, and we can like go to the gym, we could go to the mall, we could go to the beach, we can go on the boat, like whatever. Like it's not gonna interfere with my prep. So I am so thankful to have that. As a lot of you guys know, like the past couple years, well the past few years in Texas, like we just didn't have like a strong friend group there. A couple friends that we did really love and we miss them dearly, but like we didn't have like that support system. And I feel like it's really going to be a game changer for like John and I going through this prep this year. So just making sure like you see your loved ones and just like making time for that. Above all else, just like making sure you take care of yourself like you normally would, you know, like getting ready, getting your nails done, getting your hair done, whatever it may be. And on this question, it was just a couple questions honestly, but I should do like another Q&A. I don't know, like just a more chill Q&A. It doesn't even have to all be about prep, but just like more things you guys want to know about me, like we should do that. Know all things prep. So excited to watch your bikini journey. How's your protocol so far? And are you sharing how many weeks out? As you know, like I already talked about the transition to bikini and my protocol so far, which is no biggie, but I'm probably gonna keep how many weeks out I am on the low, just because I don't know yet. Like I really don't know. And I don't know what show we're gonna pick. I haven't even like looked at show schedules, to be so for real with you guys. So I'm gonna keep that on the down low. We'll see. Maybe come peak week, I'll let you guys know. It will probably be hard to keep a secret, to be honest, but I think like obviously I want to document and just share the journey with you guys, but I also want to just like keep some bits and pieces for myself. So, and I also know I'm going to be literally so nervous and anxious. So I don't want to like make it worse, but yeah. That is going to wrap up this quick little life update with you guys. That was entertaining. I hope that maybe answered some questions about what the heck I've been up to, but I am just grateful to have your guys' support like through this prep. Like it's crazy how many DMs I've gotten and just like comments just saying how excited you guys are. So it's so cool. Like a lot of you guys have been here like since the beginning of me like starting YouTube or just posting on Instagram, TikTok, and like the fact that you've stuck around is crazy. So thank you so much for being here. I feel like the past year and a half hasn't been the absolute best times for me, and definitely for John either. We've dealt with just like a lot of losses and just some hard times, but I feel like the rest of this year is just gonna be like really exciting to go through, especially with like him by my side. Like I can't express how nice it's gonna be to do this with John. To take you guys through the journey and just be able to like watch this back is gonna be so cool to have. So it's like my mini little prep diary, if you will. So excited to keep recording and just like showing me evolving over the next few months. Can't believe like you guys are about to see a whole different Kaylin. Like I'm not even ready to see her. So yeah, it will be so fun. But I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one.